Okay, I'm a Pembroke Hill sophomore and I've been given a Naviance code by the College Counseling Office. I've set up my Naviance account for the first time and I've logged in, and this is what you'll see. I'm currently logged in as a fictitious member of the class of 2018 named Jack Foster. And so this is Jack's landing page. Yours will look just like this. And you'll see a number of things here. We're going to walk through those very quickly just to show you all the features of Naviance and all the things you can do with this. But one of the first things we want to draw your attention to is this free SAT and ACT prep button here. This is a program that Pembroke Hill has purchased. As the name would imply, it's free. We encourage you to use it. It's both for SAT and ACT. We know that the PSAT scores, the College Board is contracted with Khan Academy, and that's great test prep, but that's specifically for the new SAT. This is ACT as well, and like the Khan Academy stuff, method test prep has tutorials, specific lessons on specific topics, like if you need help just with triangles or just with certain reading comprehension, you can access it here. So please take advantage of that. The next thing you'll see are these three tabs at the top, and we're going to quickly walk through those. The About Me tab is the first one we'll look at, and obviously it's got a lot of information about you. And one of the first things that you're going to be drawn to is your profile. And when you click on your personal profile and you scroll down, one of the first things you're going to see, and maybe for the first time ever, is your cumulative grade point average. What you can see here is that Jack Foster has an 86.391 GPA. That's a cumulative 3-semester GPA for Jack. So take all the grades that he's earned for the first 3 semesters of high school and just average them on the 100-point scale. Now, we use this 100-point numerical indicator just for internal purposes. When we eventually report your GPA to colleges, it'll be a letter grade, and in Jack's case that would be a B. 86.3 is a B, but obviously 86.5 would round up to a B plus, and so Jack, can get to work trying to raise his GPA. Over here you'll see test scores, and that's another thing that you can see kind of what we have on file for you. For Jack, we have his PSAT from this past fall, and we're going to assume he's taken the ACT plan, which is the practice ACT as well. So that's About Me. The next tab is careers. That's pretty self-explanatory. There's a number of things you can play around with here. We hope you'll take advantage of this. There's a career interest inventory test that you can take if you want to kind of see what it suggests you might be good at, might be interested in. And if you already know of certain careers but you want to explore kind of for example, there's government salary info by career in here. So this is just a good place to explore and play around. Finally, the tab where, frankly, you'll probably spend most of your time is the colleges tab. And one of the things that you'll immediately be drawn to is colleges I'm thinking about. And this is a list that we have built for Jack, but you will obviously build for yourself. You can see all of these colleges for Jack have been added by a counselor, but in your case it would say added by student. And it's very, very simple to add schools to this list, and we encourage you to keep sort of a running list of colleges that you're just at least somewhat interested in. And you add to this list very simply by clicking here on this add colleges to this list, and you can just look them up alphabetically. Many advantages of having a running list. One of the most obvious ones is that if you have colleges in your colleges I'm thinking about list, when they visit us in the fall, and each fall we get about 100 colleges that come through, when these colleges visit you, you'll get an email saying, hey, next Tuesday Emory will be here, click here to sign up. And if that's in your list, you'll get that email. So keep a running list. As I said, very simple to add schools, just as easy to take them away. You just click on the box here and remove. So kind of keep this as a running list. Lots of other features here that are really great to use. For example, if you want to do specific research on a university, like you can click on Elon here, for example, and you can see our application history at that school. This is Pembroke specific data. So you can see last year in the class, or excuse me, 2 years ago, the class of 2014, for example, we had 11 applications to Elon, 8 were admitted and 2 students enrolled, and this is Elon specific. If you scroll up here, you can see specifically how Jack Foster stacks up to the applicants that we've had at Elon. And you can see over here, we've had 37 applications to Elon over the last 5 or so years. 27 of those students have been admitted. That's what this number here means. 27 out of 37 were admitted. The average GPA of those 27 students, of all the admitted students to Elon, is 88.33. You can see Jack's GPA at 86.39 is just a little bit below 88, and so that number shows up in red. But over here, his projected ACT is a 32, which is higher than the average Elon acceptance is 28, so that shows up in green. If you don't like what you read after you've researched Elon, it's very simple to take that off your list. If you do like it, a couple of neat features. Overlaps. This is a really kind of a cool feature. This shows of the Pembroke Hill kids the last several years, since 2010 in fact, who have applied to Elon. Here are the top 10 schools where they've also applied. So it helps you cross-reference. Maybe you want to click on some of these schools, research them, potentially add them to your list as well. If you go back to colleges I'm thinking about, and you want to just get a snapshot of how you stack up to your whole list, you can click on this Compare Me tab up here. And that kind of shows your entire list of colleges I'm thinking about in one fell swoop. And you can see here red, green, where your test scores are above the average for that school, and red where your GPA is below the average for that school. And this at a quick glance would tell Jack, my test score is probably fine, but I might want to try to raise my GPA a little bit for some of these schools. Now do be careful not to overanalyze this data. Remember that it's just 3 semesters of grades in your GPA. All you have is PSAT or plan scores at this point. And also be careful about the sample size. Look at Lafayette here, for example. There's only 3 students that have applied. All 3 have been admitted. So don't overanalyze a really small sample size. So lots of cool stuff for you to play around with here in Naviance, and we hope you use this great tool. If you have any questions or you need help, stop by the College Counseling office anytime. Thanks.